All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Think of me as your personal counselor today, because we're going to completely demystify the Common App. Look, if you're a high school student or, a stressed out parent, feeling totally overwhelmed by the impending college application season, you're in the exact right place. We're going to take what feels like a massive, anxiety-inducing mountain of a project and break it down into a super manageable step-by-step roadmap.
To really grasp why we're zooming in on this, just look at the sheer scale of the thing. Every single year, over 1 million students use this one online platform to apply to more than 1,000 member colleges worldwide. So yeah, it's monumental. It's basically the central nervous system of modern college admissions. And mastering it? Well, that's your very first real test.
So, to take the pressure off, we've structured this explainer into 6 clear steps. 1. What is the Common App? 2. Gathering artifacts. 3. Application structure. 4. The personal essay. 5. Deadlines and decisions. And finally, 6. Submission.
Section 1. What is the Common App? You can really think of it as a master key. Instead of filling out totally different forms for every single university, typing your home address, your high school, your parents' phone numbers over and over again, this platform lets you just enter your primary data once. From there, you just search for specific colleges, filter them by their requirements, and manage all your applications from one central hub. It is a literal lifesaver when it comes to time.
Moving on to Section 2, gathering your application artifacts. Now, what's kind of wild is that this totally offline step is the one students skip the most, and it leads to a ton of frustration later on. You absolutely need to prepare a checklist. Grab your unofficial high school transcripts, your standardized test scores and dates, parent or guardian info, and get a detailed list of your activities and honors together. By doing all this up front, you stop yourself from having to constantly pause your progress later just to go hunt down some missing certificate or, figure out your mom's exact job title. Just get it all into one folder right off the bat.
All right, Section 3, navigating the application structure.
When you actually go to create your account, there's a huge pitfall you really need to avoid. It is absolutely crucial that you register using your exact legal name, the one that matches your official school documents and standardized tests. And honestly, this next part is arguably even more important. Use a personal email address that you actually check. Never, ever use a school district email. High school firewalls are notoriously strict and they'll often block external emails, which means you could literally miss critical updates from colleges or the Common App itself. No way you want that.
Okay, once you're inside, take a deep breath. The user interface is actually super clean and divided into core navigation tabs. The ones you're going to practically live in are your main dashboard to track your progress, your My Colleges list, and the Common App tab itself. That tab is where all the central data entry happens, stuff like your education history, extracurriculars, and testing info.
When you use the college search function, you can filter colleges by state, deadline, or even their testing policy. Then you just click Add to drop those prospective schools right onto your personal list. But keep in mind, the platform actually caps you at 20 schools. Once you add a college, boom, it populates right into your My Colleges tab.
And from that My Colleges tab, things get a bit more specific. See, while your core data goes to everyone, this tab is where you view the unique application requirements for each individual university. We're talking extra supplemental essays, maybe portfolio requirements, and specific rules for recommendation letters. Since every school does things a little bit differently, you really need to check this tab for every single college on your list.
Which brings us to Section 4, mastering the personal essay. So you're given 7 prompts to choose from, and the data on which ones get picked is actually fascinating. The open-ended topic of your choice option, that's prompt 7, is the most utilized, coming in at 28%. Prompt 2, which is about facing a challenge, is right behind it. Now, why does this matter to you? Well, it means that if you go for the less common options like prompts 3, 4, or 6, which only about 3 to 5% of applicants choose, your essay is inherently going to be read by admissions officers with much fresher eyes.
But here's the real secret, and it's exactly what admissions experts will tell you. Do not pick a prompt first and try to squeeze yourself into it like some rigid little box. That's totally backward. Instead, open a Google Doc and just write your authentic story first. Figure out what you genuinely want to say about who you are. Then, once you've drafted that story, look at the 7 prompts and pick the one that acts as the best structural frame for what you've already written.
And as you're polishing that essay, keep the golden rule in mind. Please don't let it read like a repetitive resume of your accomplishments. I mean, they already have your activities list, right? Instead, your essay should show a clear growth arc. It needs a genuine reckoning, or maybe a moment of intellectual curiosity.
They want to know how you think and who you are as an actual person, not just a list of trophies you've won. Okay, Section 5, Deadlines and Decision Types.
You're going to come across three main types of deadlines. First up is early decision. Now remember, early decision is a legally binding agreement. If you apply this way and get accepted, you are committing to attend that school. You literally have to withdraw all your other applications. On the flip side, early action lets you apply early and get an answer early, but it's non-binding. Both early action and regular decision are great because they give you the flexibility to review all your acceptance offers and those all-important financial aid packages before making your final choice in the spring.
If we map out this whole chronological cycle, August 1st is absolutely the most important date to circle on your calendar. That's the big rollover date when the portal officially opens for the new application cycle. That basically clears the runway for the early decision and early action deadlines, which usually hit around November 1st and 15th. And then, of course, your regular decision deadlines follow up, typically landing on January 1st and 15th.
Finally, Section 6, Submission and Beyond.
Inside the Recommender section of your My Colleges tab, you're going to be asked to sign the FERPA agreement. Now, this is a privacy law, and colleges strongly prefer, and honestly, counselors highly recommend, that you waive your rights to view your teacher and counselor recommendation letters. Doing this sends a clear signal to colleges that the letters are entirely candid and that you haven't, influenced what your recommenders wrote about you.
So you're at the finish line, but submitting isn't just one simple click. It's an official three-part process. First, the system generates a PDF of your entire application for you to proofread. Seriously, read it carefully. Next, you pay any required application fees for that specific college, unless you have a fee waiver, of course. And finally, you submit the application one by one to each individual school. Definitely remember this: hitting submit for one college does not automatically send it to all 20 schools on your list. You've got to do them individually.
Look, the Common App is an incredibly powerful piece of technology, but at the end of the day, it's just a vessel. As you gather your materials and gear up for that August 1st portal opening, I want you to ask yourself this: what is the most specific, authentic story you can share to truly stand out and show these universities exactly who you are? The tool is ready and waiting. Now it's time to build your narrative.
Ready to master your Common App? Take a free practice test on Edrizz and get a clear picture of where you stand.